Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has held the Lone Star State's top legal job since 2014. Some call him the most effective Attorney General in America. Others, a criminal deserving removal from office. He has a national reputation for organizing Republican attorneys general to push back against federal flaws and follies and failures. Some say his brash style has made Paxton a national target of Democrats and establishment Republicans. Paxton again made national news when he sued the Biden administration to stop their reckless parole of illegal immigrants in our country. When the Texas Children's Hospital began mutilating minors with gender reassignment surgeries, Paxton took action. Tonight, he faces new calls for his impeachment, even by fellow Republicans in the state House. State lawmakers have been investigating Paxton in secret since March. Yesterday, the House General Investigating Committee voted unanimously to recommend impeachment, alleging misconduct and lawbreaking. But here's the problem for those seeking Paxton's ouster. He just keeps winning elections. Ken Paxton was initially indicted for securities fraud and then re-elected in 2018 without a single Republican opponent. Despite being under an unresolved and meandering federal investigation for years, seemingly going nowhere, Ken Paxton beat George Prescott Bush in sequential primary and runoff elections, and the margins of those victories were not even close. So what do state lawmakers now know that justifies substituting their judgment for that of the voters? Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton joins us now with his exclusive reaction. General Paxton, we are used to seeing impeachment as a partisan tool used by one party against another, but all three Republicans on your panel voted to recommend impeachment against you. What have you done to anger these establishment liberal Republicans?
Look, I've angered ever since I was in the Texas House. I ended up running against Joe Strauss, who was a Republican speaker. And, when you expose what these liberal Republicans do, which is basically cut deals with liberal Democrats, they get really angry. The last thing they want is somebody around like me who exposes what they do. And I've done that with Phelan. They tried to sneak through legislation 2 years ago where they were reducing the penalty for illegal voting, where I would now have to prove that they knew the law when they did it, which meant no prosecutions. We caught them, we exposed it. Those are the types of things that Phelan finds infuriating. And unfortunately for him, we caught him and we exposed it despite the fact that he's a Republican.
So we are now in a process where every Republican in the state House is going to have to go on record regarding this recommended impeachment. Are you confident that you have the votes to block an impeachment by the Texas State House?
No, this has been done. I think they decided, they thought I was going to lose my election to Bush. And they became very disturbed when I won. And they concocted this plan, I think, months and months ago, maybe right after my reelection, thinking that the voters just were not smart enough to figure this out. They're going to fix it. And they started working on this about 4 months ago in secret. I literally first heard about this on Tuesday, where they announced they subpoenaed us. On Wednesday, they announced an investigation. On Thursday, they announced impeachment. And now on Saturday, the impeachment is going forward. The members haven't seen all the information. They haven't allowed us to participate. We have lots of information that would change the results of their investigation. They have refused to let us testify. They have refused to let us give them information. They have refused to allow us to correct things that even they know are wrong. And that's the process we're in. They want this done because the voters, in their opinion, weren't smart enough to get it right, and they're going to fix it.
So what about the Senate? If you are not confident about the results in the House, potentially there would be a trial in the Senate. As I understand, I believe your wife would be one of your jurors. You think over there you would fare better?
Look, I have a lot more confidence in the Senate. Lieutenant Governor is a great Republican. He's done a good job trying to get legislation out this session. Unfortunately, the House, the Speaker, has killed much of our great legislation. And now they're wasting time on this instead of passing some of the great legislation from the Senate. So, yes, there's always issues when you're in politics because not every Republican is conservative, and some of the more moderate senators may not be supportive as well. But that's okay. I think we at least feel like we'll have a fair shot to present evidence and expose the lies of the House.
So the political campaigns run against you by both Republicans and Democrats have relied almost exclusively on references to investigations of you. Is there anything in this Texas legislative report that is new or otherwise wasn't litigated during the pendency of the campaign where voters sent you back to work?
Yeah, so there's a statute in Texas which they are not following. This is about illegal impeachment. The statute says that if there were complaints prior to the election, if there were issues prior to the election, you can't bring an impeachment on issues that occurred, whether true or false, before the election. 19 of the 20 in this complaint were from issues related to the election. The second was related to my settlement authority, and they're saying that I deserve to be impeached because I settled a case which required that the legislature approve the money. They have to actually fund it.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, General. If those are powers of the Attorney General's office, is there anything that you would apologize for, that you regret, or that you would say you did wrong, or are you just ready to take this on and go fight in the Senate?
Everything that they have in there, we did because we thought it was the right thing to do. And I'm not saying that, somebody couldn't have a disagreement about how we handled one thing or another, but overall, I'm pretty pleased with how this office is run over the term that I've been in here. No one runs everything perfectly. There's no perfect attorney general that's run every office. We all have to deal with 4,200 employees, 38,000 cases. Have we made every perfect decision? No. Have we made mistakes? Yes. But I feel very good about the things that they brought up. I wouldn't change them.
The top lawman in the Lone Star State, Ken Paxton, thank you so much for joining us.